How's it going, guys? Episode 67 of The Hassle of Hair. We're back. Today, our guest is Eric from Mavericks, Inc. This store, guys, when I walked in, I was so blown away because I seen his vision on Instagram. I seen what his videos. I seen his commercial, which I voiced over, by the way. But I seen it online. But walking in there in person, I can't describe it. It's just a great idea. The feel of the store is so awesome. The clothes, I love. It's vintage clothing. They have all men's products. They have for your beard. They have sunglasses. They have watches. Just a store for men being men, right? But being a gentleman too. I'm not talking about just macho men. I'm talking about classy James Bond 007 feel. Check it out, guys. Today's guest, Mavericks Inc. I love this episode. Also, check out our sponsor, Rough Riders Barbecue on Instagram, guys. Check it out. The commercial's going to be in the middle of the show. Love you. Have a great day. Keep on listening. Subscribe, like, and hit that notification. Peace. Enjoy. What's the address?
526 K Street.
5226. Today, Junior.
526 K Street.
Yeah, 526.
Right next to Chase Bank.
Directions.
Yes. Today I have Eric with me. He started Mavericks about
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily have to stare at the camera, but no, I honestly I'm a little not nervous, but I'm just pumped.
Yeah.
Because I walked
Totally.
in here. I walked in here and I've always loved thrift stores, and I always wanted I used to go to a bunch of thrift stores in San Jose and the Bay Area, and Los Banos never had a really high-end thrift store that, especially for men, because if you go to boutiques, most of the time it's kind of for women, but not in a bad way, but just they don't have that men feel. Right when I walk in, I see suits, I see liquor, it's just an awesome place. I'm just stoked for this.
Yeah.
When did you decide, like, how did you get into thrifting?
So there's a saying, the man makes the suit.
Yeah.
And I believe that you can take a non-brand, not hundreds or even $1,000 suits, and if you wear it correctly, and if you have it tailored properly, and you wear it with confidence, you can really make that suit look amazing. And I think maybe in my life, on one hand, I can count how many times I've actually bought a brand new suit. Yeah. They've always been secondhand because I know how to look for the labels. I know how to look for the quality, and how did you learn that? Handpick those. Maybe just pure curiosity. Yeah. In one of my posts before, I even said that a lot of this I didn't even know it was going to become this in high school. I was the nerdy kid that would wear suits in high school. And I subscribed to GQ in high school. Yeah. And I would get those magazines. And
I always wondered who read those.
Yeah.
I read a few pages of them, but I didn't know who really subscribed to them.
So I would just consume, that visual style content that they had, and just kind of stuck with me. And I never would have thought it would have birthed something like this, like, at all. I never in a million years had this dream as a kid or even a young man saying, I want to own a men's secondhand store or even just a lifestyle store. Like, I've never worked in retail. I've never been behind a cashier to ring something up. I've always been in restaurants or food service or design, but I've never had a retail.
Well, I think what you're trying to promote here is basically what you're telling me right now is you don't need to spend that high quality money on that high quality. Yeah. And because growing up, I never knew how to put together an outfit. It was just Dickies, a black shirt, a white shirt, or even now it's a flannel, jeans, Converse, or a white shirt and Converse. Yeah. But looking at your style here and being able to see that there are stuff where I could put it together and be creative with it. And I went into the back room where you have a lot of your vintage stuff, and it's an amazing room because you have old Coke stuff. You have I seen a Bloodsport poster back there, and it's just how can I say it? No one really. There's not that much help when it comes to fashion and men with men.
So
I don't know if it's looked down upon.
So I think to the core, the birth and the meaning of this store is I wanted a store that I would love to shop in or to be in, and it just didn't exist.
Yeah.
And that's where this came from.
You don't like going to Hollister? I'm joking.
To the store, right?
Yeah,
the store, yeah. But it's like that Bloodsport. You mentioned the Bloodsport poster. Yeah. I grew up on that movie.
Yeah.
Like, I know that movie. And, we have these little random things that you don't think necessarily go, but when it comes to, like, the style and the culture of the store, it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I wanted to provide a store that I knew was missing from my life and where I would want to shop.
Yeah.
And so that's really what we built here.
And so you in high school you were subscribed to GQ, and after high school you said you got into restaurant, to customer service,
food service, design. Moved to Las Vegas, did wedding planning. Actually, was a wedding planner for many years.
So did you ever? You said you didn't know that it would turn into this, but throughout those years, did you always keep a good fashion?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
always was interested in that. But I think being in hospitality and as that professional in that part of it with weddings, you did have to find, those great suits, and you didn't want to wear the same one every single day or every single Saturday. Yeah. But I definitely did, I guess, keep my fingers on style throughout my life.
It's funny because I definitely needed this store when I went to prom, because I had a cream stripe black and white suit, but I looked like a mobster.
A suit?
Yeah, almost like that. It was just like, I was like, I could have done way better. And now I just don't know how to get fitted, I guess.
Okay.
I've never been to get fitted. My dream suit is a tight fitted suit with a thin tie. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the Reservoir Dogs.
Sure, absolutely.
For some reason, I've always, if I ever get a bunch of money, there's 3 things that I want. I want a bar, a good sound system, and then a good suit.
Yeah.
So
right on.
But a thin tie for some reason. Uh-huh. Do you have that here?
We do. We do.
So after you went into wedding, you said wedding planning?
I did design, wedding design.
Wedding design?
Wedding planning, yeah.
And what's in that? Do you?
So I worked for Marriott Hotels for many years, and basically we would take, your couple would come in and say, "This is our budget. This is what we want," and we'd basically produce the entire wedding.
Yeah,
did really well with that, and that's actually what made me write my. I don't want to say first book. I don't have any intentions of writing another one, but I did publish a book last year, and it's called Right Lane Must Exit. And essentially, it's a really quick, easy read. You can read it in about 30 minutes, the entire book. The way people are with consuming content today, I just did it really short. And even at the end of it, it says to be continued for another book, because it was such an easy, digestible book. But it's all about some crazy stories in the wedding industry and kind of my personal development. I do think that life is extremely interesting. I love life, but I wasn't always as, I don't want to say successful, but I definitely had my fair share of failures and mistakes. This isn't my first business. It's not my last one, but I did have some failures in my life that taught me a lot of lessons, and some of those lessons are in that book.
Okay. And what was the book called?
It's called Right Lane Must Exit.
Right Lane Must Exit.
Because what I realized is at some point in your life, you believe that you're right about something, and a lot of people won't agree with you. And at that point, it's like, well, I think this is where I need to leave, or where I need to take that exit in my life to go down a different path or, highway journey because on what I believe is to be true and right for me.
Yeah.
And having the courage to really do that is really difficult. It's really hard.
I think I'm at that point in my life right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of weird. Like, because I took one right for fighting after I quit my job and started fighting.
Exactly.
And then I took another right with podcasting.
Exactly. That's exactly that's the book. That's the message.
Yeah.
Your right lane, you just don't know where it's going to take you.
Yeah.
At all.
And it's just, I think a lot of people my age or even younger need to hear just go after what you want.
Absolutely.
And don't listen to what people say, because in the end, it's your life, right?
And that's why 2020, this COVID, was such a monumental move to even open the store. Like, I could have waited. I could have said, I don't know, or what does the future look like? And I decided that there is no time but now. Just do it.
Yeah.
And so I am extremely proud of the fact that we made that choice to move forward, regardless of.
Did you decide to? I know I read something where your post where it said it took 4 years to open this.
It didn't take 4 years
Yeah.
to open the store. It took
idea.
4 years of me creating the idea. What would it look like? What would it feel like? What do I want? Where would I, my resources, my sourcing, like that stuff I think took 4 years, but essentially the business itself.
And before you opened, before 2020, did you know you're going to open a store, or did you decide during 2020?
During 2020. Yeah. Like it was really quick.
Yeah.
It was extremely quick.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And when opening up a store like this is what I really want. I have so many questions. And when opening up a thrift store, you're not buying from one wholesale place. You're building up a
Inventory. Uh-huh.
and you're of a bunch of stuff that's antiques, vintage stuff. And I walk in and you have like 2,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Like, this took years?
No.
How long did it take?
It was pretty quick.
Yeah. Who I see that you and your wife.
Yeah, so we go all over the place.
That's awesome.
Everywhere. The farthest we've gone south is, well, I guess you could say LA would be the farthest south.
Yeah.
To go picking, from a secondhand verb, term is picking.
Yeah.
So we do that on Sundays. We still do that.
Thrift stores or garage,
anywhere.
Garage sales, thrift stores.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
And there are there's some vendors that we did connect with that I am able to source larger quantities. So like our Carhartt jackets. I mean, we had 24 at the beginning. I think I'm down to like 4, and those are something that we're able to have that ability with a vendor that can provide those. Okay. But other than that, it is a lot of searching.
And how long, when you do go picking on a Sunday, do you guys take off early in the morning?
Usually I'll have an agenda or a schedule of like where I want to go, or what I'm looking for. And then depending on what that is or where it is, that'll dictate the schedule and if we get up early and stuff like that.
When I go to the thrift store or when I go to garage sales, it's I don't know what's junk, what's good.
Yep.
Are there some things that when you go to a thrift store or garage sale that looks like junk?
Yes.
and it's vintage?
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Do you have any examples?
Yeah. So I found it's a Metallica vintage T-shirt, and it's from one of their not as popular albums, and it's a vintage T-shirt that's worth $100. And if it was a popular album, it would easily be $300-$400 T-shirt.
Yeah.
But if you wouldn't know or didn't know what you were looking for, you just think it's a regular T-shirt with a band name on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely.
And it's crazy because right now, I don't know if you're up to date with hip hop or their album covers.
Mm-mm.
Right now, their hip hop album covers, they have a lot of 90s style vintage hip hop covers like NWA, all all the gangster rap hip hop
Sure.
covers are coming back.
Wow.
And then now that that's coming back, a lot of the younger kids are buying the old shirts.
Yeah, so that's one of my goals is I want to come up with some 90s themed T-shirts
Yeah.
that I just didn't see. So like you brought up the Bloodsport, and I'm a huge fan of Bloodsport, so I may reference.
Have
it a
you
couple
watched
times.
it lately?
Every Sunday at 4:00. I'm just kidding.
I tried to watch it the other day. I'm like, man, this is so like. Why did I find this so crazy?
Right? It's so funny. But I would love to have a. So remember those old glamour shots where you would have a picture of yourself, and then they would have like a faded other profile version of you right next to it. Like I want to get one of like Van Damme, and then like just fill up the shirt like I don't know. It's hard to explain it without having one here. Actually, I have a NASCAR one in there that would be a good example, but it's just a full color T-shirt of just these old movies or brands or styles. I would love to create those T-shirts. I think they would do really well. Yeah, especially for our age and
even the younger generation right now is in love with them. Even for some reason, like Metallica shirts, Def Leppard shirts, they're all coming back. And most of the kids, they're wearing them, but they don't even know who those bands are.
Of course.
it's like, But that's kind of like what thrifting does.
Absolutely.
It brings back those vintage styles that were great, and then it brings them up again. Mm-hmm. I was so much into rockabilly, like the
greaser
Elvis,
look.
the greaser look. I was so much into it that I used to spend $45 to $55 on bowling shirts.
Yeah,
but they were all vintage, good bowling shirts.
And
it was one of my. I would go to 23 Skidoo to Moon Zoom, and go look for them. I mean, I was single at the time. I didn't have anything to spend my money on, so that's what I would spend my money on. And a lot of old. I don't know if you're familiar with the TUKs. It's a England shoe brand. I would buy. For some reason, I always wanted to be different. I couldn't just buy regular $35 Converse, which I have on right now. But I always needed those good pair of Chucks that looked like Chucks, but they're more expensive. But
never know. Right on.
Yeah. But so you go picking every Sunday, and you said it wasn't years. It looks like you spent years getting all this stuff.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my natural gift is being a designer.
Yeah.
You're
just all around creator.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
For sure. Yeah. But if I see something and it doesn't quite fit, I know that in my mind there is a place where it fits. Yeah. And I think the store really does. It tells that story where it looked like it took years, and I don't know. It just is really cool how every piece was carefully curated, selected, and even on our website, like we talk about that Coca-Cola sign right when you walk in. It's the first thing you see. Yeah. I worked for Coke many years ago. It was my second job. First job, I was a bagger. But I've always been in love with that brand because it's long-standing success is what I am very proud to say. I supportive of businesses like that. Yeah. McDonald's, they might not have the healthiest food, but it's an American-born company, and they've withstood so many challenges. And, COVID being one of them for these businesses that survive 100 years, that says something about their leadership and what they believe.
Well, I'm super into branding and marketing right now. And one is because of fighting. Mm-hmm. I seen that was like, no one's going to do it for you. You have to learn on your own how to market yourself, how to brand yourself. Yeah. Right. And then COVID hit, and I realized that things took a turn. It wasn't like small businesses it wasn't going to be able to just do it off of word of mouth. Mm-hmm. Right? Social media, you had to do it.
Yeah.
right?
Of course. And now it's going to where it's online. You can't just be a store. You have to provide that product online to a much bigger community.
And in February, I was talking to my sister. I was like, this is crazy because a lot of Los Banos wasn't ready for that online social media market.
Sure.
Right? And so I'm trying to learn how to brand, how to market, and it's fun at the same time. But you look at companies like Coca-Cola, a lot of companies copied them. You look at Netflix, they're red.
Yeah.
They're red for a reason.
Of course.
Like it's just red's that color that stands out, right? And and in McDonald's, a lot of people copied them. Like it's marketing. You have to have that, and this is why today's the small business
Saturday. It's a perfect day for you to be here. Absolutely.
And it's a small business Saturday, and I do want to spotlight businesses that are not doing well, because I'm not saying that I'm only going to go to the businesses that are popular.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do. It's what I believe that they're really adjusting and adapting to the times right now.
Of course.
And you are. Right when I seen that you have a Instagram, and then I seen the commercial that Gabe did for you, and then the stuff that your pictures that you take, it's just you're on it.
Yeah.
You're right. You're in the right trajectory to start for people to notice you, right? So it's pretty good. It's pretty. How did you learn that? That's what I always like. I talked to Gloria. Sorry. I talked to Gloria. It's a panderia that helps us, that supports us. It's one of our sponsors, but she learned from her friends, a photographer, people that she ran a company, and she just learned on her own. She didn't go to school for it.
Sure.
How did you learn how to market yourself?
Same way, just from lots of failures and moments where you just have to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-taught, like most, I think, smaller to medium-sized businesses are today.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a marketing director or a, corporate director of content. We just don't have that. So,
or even big companies have their own social media person.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we are lucky enough where we have to just learn.
Yeah.
But it's a skill that's valuable today.
And is it easy? This is for the people out there that think it's hard. It's easy, right? For social media?
It is. You just have to
try.
You have to try, take your time. I think it takes a lot of self-awareness for sure.
Yeah.
Because to provide that solid content that has meaning and is consistent with what you truly are with the brand, you have to know who you are.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, I've learned that I am a true Maverick, and it flows effortlessly as possible as it can be to represent the brand and who we are. But that takes a lot of self-awareness that has come throughout the years. And
the one thing is you said self-awareness, and I walk in here, I can see that you're authentic. You love this place.
I'm obsessed with this place. I love this place.
And I love seeing that in people. That's like 100%. You need that. If you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like the business that you created, then there's something wrong.
Of course,
right? Yeah. So you see these people that open a business, or most of the time it's franchising. When they franchise a place, they're just like stuck with this burden, and they're not happy with it.
Correct.
And it's not their own vision. You created this vision.
Yeah.
And I am right now. I'm really into that, like art, like. And somewhat, you're an artist, right? Because you had it in your brain. This is what I wanted. I want this look of fashion for men. And you guys have women's stuff here too.
We don't have anything. We don't have anything specifically for women in clothing, but we do have things that are for the household.
Yeah.
For family, which would be, a lot of our candles, things like that, pillows. But nothing as far as, jeans or T-shirts.
But you created this environment that you wanted, that was in your brain. And this is what I'm going to ask you now is, how many times did you question yourself if it was the right move, or was this a good idea?
Sure.
Or how many people thought you were crazy?
Yeah. So I'll be super transparent and honest.
Yeah.
I think the men and man part of the store is difficult.
Yeah.
And that always comes back to where I didn't have a place to shop.
Yeah.
My answer when people say, "Oh, are you going to carry women's things?" And my answer is, does Victoria's Secret carry anything for men?
Hey.
But we can't say, "Hey, where's my manly underwear
Yeah.
at Victoria's Secret?" And how come I can? How come you don't have that for me?
Yeah.
Men don't react that way. Men don't think that way. And so my answer is, well, I'll just build something for a man.
Yeah.
I love that women have their place, but I know that there was a place missing for men.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome, by the way. I wouldn't. That's not something to fear what people are going to think, because I think that's a good message.
Right.
And especially a young man. Right. Growing up, like I think I said it, that I didn't have someone to teach me how to dress.
Sure.
And that's what you're doing. Where, especially in those banos, where can a young man go and get the freedom of style?
Sure.
You have to go to Walmart. You have to go to Target. There are clothing companies in town, but there's not variety.
Correct.
When you have variety, then your imagination starts working, and they can become their own person, because clothing says a lot about a person.
Of course.
And like, I feel my best when I get up and I get into some jeans or get into good clothing. If I'm going to the gym, I'm wearing gym clothes. But I always tell my daughter and my wife, if you want to feel good, get up, get ready.
Yeah. If you look good, you feel good.
Yeah. And it's how does a young man, what does a young man do around here to find that? And you have that here. And that's what people need to understand when they think like, oh, he's just creating a manly environment. Yeah,
it's so hard to describe. But I think as we continue to evolve, I think it'll get clearer and clearer. On the door, it says manners maketh men.
Yeah.
But then the name is also Mavericks, which is kind of a do what you kind of want type of thing. So that dual personality essentially might be hard to understand, but when you look at the store and you almost talk to me and you kind of hear really where this stuff came from, it starts to make sense. And I think after, like I said, throughout the process, that message will begin to be clearer and clearer of what kind of store we really are and how we do want to be a space for men to learn how to dress and those essentials on how to,
I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, you don't understand. Like, I'm pumped because it's a great idea, I think. And are you going to have, like, let me ask you one thing. Is it weird to say cocktail parties? I tell my friends, like, oh, yeah, you guys want to have a cocktail? Dude, why don't you just say a mixed drink? It's like, no, I drink cocktails. That's what a cocktail is, a mixed drink.
Yeah.
Is that weird to say?
I don't think it's weird to say.
What about cocktail parties? Like, if you told your buddy, like, let's have a cocktail party.
I guess I could see that. I could see that. I guess that makes sense.
Is that
they're like
not a manly thing to say?
Yeah, where's the cheese with the toothpicks? Where's the tray with the waiter and the cheese and the toothpicks? I could see that being kind of weird, sounding weird.
Okay. Then I'm wrong. No, are you going to have like mixed drink parties or mixers? Oh, mixers. There you go.
Yeah,
mixers.
I don't know. The space really is welcoming. We want it to feel homey. I think this couch, even just this couch, I'll tell you a quick story about the couch.
Yeah.
This is called a Chesterfield, and it is a historically presidential executive Leatherman couch. Yeah. And to me, it is a symbol of like those man caves. So it's just a beautiful piece. And so it was one of the pieces that I wanted because I knew it was going to contribute to the hominess, the comfortness of the store. And I don't know. I mean, we will have mixers for sure. Yeah. But I think I'm just opening it up even farther, saying that this space is available for anything that people want to hang out and just have this community here.
Yeah.
Like I really dig this. Like this is exactly what the store was for.
Yeah.
It's for moments like this.
Yeah, you're already set up for your own podcast.
Yeah,
your vision, your mind about what you want for the store. I could see you having a podcast.
Yeah,
like
it's like you saw the one I don't know if you saw the one I posted where we talking about our beard and hair products. Was
No, I didn't
brushing
see
my
that
beard
one.
out.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's just me explaining the beard oils and the beard balms and how to use them and what it's for and how you're supposed to brush your beard.
See, I think you like a lot of people don't understand that. Ooh, a lot of people don't understand is that when you have that really niche thing, I think and then you obviously you know how to explain yourself. So I think you would do really well in a podcast, like once a month even.
Yeah,
like just teaching people how to dress and doing it verbally.
Sure,
would be awesome.
Yeah, so I would do that.
Mm-hmm. No, the Chesterfield, like learning all this stuff. What I'm getting from you is that it's like you were doing research. GQ was like a research. I didn't understand that GQ was there for people that didn't have men in my life, men in my life to teach me how to do stuff. Of
course.
I don't know why I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't intrigue me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't, like when Russell Crowe was on all I remember is Russell Crowe maybe because he looked like Russell Crowe. No, but just on the covers, like I'm never gonna be like Russell Crowe. Why should I read it?
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. But I dig it, man. I dig all this, and it's just so what's next?
What's next is another Mavericks.
Yeah.
And another Mavericks and another Mavericks. I genuinely believe that there needs to be a place, a brand, a community for men that is welcoming of what makes us men, just as Victoria's Secret and those other stores that provide that level of comfort to women.
Yeah.
We'd love to have another store in Hollister and Gilroy, Morgan Hill, and just kind of go up the California coastline and, do what great businesses do. They grow. Yeah. And that is the goal, is to grow.
And I think staying in the smaller towns, I mean, Gilroy's not really a small town, but that small town feel,
sure,
it helps those men or even young men go to a place where they don't have, right? And it's amazing, right? And who are your biggest influences style wise? Like,
that's a good question. That's a very good question.
James Dean.
No, not even. That's a great question.
Mine is I don't know if you ever heard of a band called Volbeat. Their lead singer, I would do him, and then James Hetfield. James Hetfield always wore a flannel, jeans, or a black shirt at most of his concerts. It was just a black tee, jeans, and Converse. Right. That's why I'm so basic. like I need to up my. Well, I used to wear like a vest. I used to go to parties for some reason with a vest and a long chain. I was into a long, big chain for a while.
Sure, I can see that.
Yeah, big chain for a while.
So I think for me, what sets me apart as far as my style is I think it's all in those details. Yeah. So it's about the ring, the bracelets, the watch. Having a great watch is monumental to a man's wardrobe. You have to have a great watch. I don't have a watch. Yeah, to me, it's one of those things about manners is when anybody can come up to you and say, "Excuse me, what time is it?" You know what time it is. Because it's almost like looking at your phone.
It's just weird.
Yeah. Not as. Plus, they should have a phone anyways. Yeah. But it's more of just anyways, the manners part of it. But I don't know who I would really gravitate towards where it's like, oh, that's my style. I think because I am such an eclectic individual myself, would make it hard.
Do you have a shows like Mad Men? Were you influenced by Mad Men?
No.
Did you like Mad Men?
It was okay. It's like I watched it and I was like, I don't know. I've always been a big Gordon Ramsay fan. Yeah. So anytime it was Gordon Ramsay was on, that would be my go-to.
He dresses pretty well.
Yeah. There's this show called Suits, where it was about these lawyers who
Oh, yeah,
were suing
suits.
people, but
Yeah.
every single scene they were in their suits. So it
And
was
really,
like a play on words.
like they had the thin tie.
all the way.
Yeah.
Total style.
The guy looked like Johnny Depp. Right? The main character. Not the main character, but
I don't know if he would look like... No, because... Well, I don't know, maybe, because I see Johnny Depp with, like, long hair.
Yeah.
But he was clean cut.
Yeah. And then I think... So the girl, she's actually married to the prince.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a really good show.
I was obsessed with that show.
Yeah.
And then the other one I liked was Burn Notice, which was like another spy-ish type.
Yeah. But Suits was it was based around men.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, there was the girl.
Sure.
And
But it was like a mainstream version of Mad Men.
Yeah.
Family friendly to a point, but it was very, very stylish for sure.
We live in a town that's dominated by, I don't know if I should say dominated, but dominated by cowboy hat,
Sure.
tight jeans, boots.
Sure.
Are you into that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think 4 out of the 7 days I'm in cowboy boots.
Really?
Yeah. They're my regular wear. But I mean, I'll have my Pendleton on. I love my flannels.
Yeah.
Never have I worn a cowboy hat. I don't think I've ever owned a cowboy hat. But yeah, love.
But it's crazy to go into that world because, like I said, flannels, Converse. I didn't understand that there was a whole world of boots. When you got the flat boots,
Sure.
toe boots. You got the pointy toe boots.
Sure.
You got the round toe boots.
Squares, yeah.
And they're like, oh, you shouldn't wear those to go out. I don't wear those. Those are ugly.
Yeah.
The flat, I'd rather do the round. And it's just like, why are you into this? So
Yeah.
they're just boots. Like to me, they're just boots. And
Sure.
but it goes into the details, like you said, the details, and I need to get better with the details.
and that's all. There's just these fundamental pieces where it's when you go into it, it just opens up this whole new set of experiences when you do. So like boots, I didn't grow up wearing cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago, I put on my first pair of boots and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable. They're broken in. They go with anything. I can wear them with a sweater, jeans, and the boots. And
Yeah.
they're really versatile and they're comfortable. They genuinely are comfortable. Trying to think of what else would be a monumental like eye opener.
You know what's crazy? It's like I'm sitting here talking to you, and you're talking to somebody with me that never cared about fashion. That
Sure.
And I'm getting from you that you love it. I could sense like you just love the way you talk about it. You love it, right? And
So
I'm in
it
a whole different field that I'm like,
so it goes back to the whole you look good, feel good.
yeah,
Because there are moments in your life that require you to look, appropriate.
yeah,
You don't want to show up in a jean cutoff shorts
Yeah.
and a white T-shirt to a funeral or a wedding.
I stayed away from a lot of those things because I mean, being honest, I'm just being honest. I stayed away. I'm realizing, I stayed away because I was so basic. It wasn't because I was a slob. It was I just wanted to wear jeans
That's
and
so funny.
Converse, and
That's so funny.
nobody told me, hey, dude, go to a tailor.
Sure,
Go
sure.
get some nice slacks. And all the time, if I would wear slacks, my slacks were baggy.
Yeah.
And my
Absolutely.
coat was just like, it looked like a box. Like it's like
Yeah.
it's like, and I remember you telling me, you had messaged me saying like we should fit you, or
Yeah.
you said fit me for a suit.
Maybe I did.
You said that you do fitting here, or
No, but
Okay.
I think that would be a great segment
Yeah.
of how to actually instruct people on how to properly be fitted.
Yeah.
Measurements, even just the simple things. Eventually, so Monday I'm getting razor blades. We're getting straight razors,
Yeah.
which are huge, and we just got our hair product, and we're getting things that you can't really find just anywhere. And to have a segment where we're showing people how to shave with a straight razor,
Yeah.
I had to teach myself, and it took me a few weeks
Like,
before I was able
all over your
to.
face?
Exactly. So the first couple weeks, I'm learning how to do it, and I'm cutting myself every time.
Yeah.
But you learn to get better and better and better. And there's certain ways you pull your skin. There's certain ways that you're supposed to hold the blade. Yeah.
Man, you just accumulated all this knowledge of different stuff that of taking care of yourself. You're like a coach. I feel like you could go into coaching to be a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Mavericks gentleman coaching.
There we go. There we go.
And it's there.
Sign up today. Get your free lesson.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's just I'm just stunned right now. I walked into this thinking that was gonna be totally different.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be a thrift store.
Yeah.
And you like I said, you're a coach, and there's so much I could learn from you, and I'm excited for Los Banos to have this place.
That's so awesome.
And but
I'm not on the podcast, but I have a question.
Yes.
Why'd you name it Mavericks?
So there's so there's a couple
so
reasons.
she asked why he named it Mavericks.
Yeah.
I should have asked that in the beginning.
So there's a couple reasons. One is like part of that 4-year process was the business concept itself. Like, how was I going to create a store or secondhand, something higher end, gentlemen suits, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, what if we took the labels off? Because I would be able to tell what a Hugo Boss suit looks like compared to a JCPenney suit. I just naturally, instinctively know how to pick a well-made suit.
Yeah.
General public typically wouldn't know that. And so what I was thinking is if I took the labels off the suits or the shirts, you wouldn't know if it was Target or if it was Pendleton.
Yeah.
But if it was a flannel and fleece, you would know it's flannel fleece. And that comes back to there's a gentleman, it's an old country tale where there was a farmer, his name was Maverick, Mr. Maverick. And you know how they brand their cattle to know and identify whose cattle is who. The story goes, when all the neighbors were branding their cattle, and they said, hey, Mr. Maverick, if you're not branding your cattle, how do you know which one are yours? He said, well, the ones that don't have any brand, those are mine. And so that kind of where the store was. If you don't see a label on the item of clothing, it's because it's mine.
Got it.
And that's where that Maverick historic name came from.
So you took off all the...
No, that was the original intention.
Okay. I was like,
that was the idea.
I was like, man, you took off all the labels?
No. So what ended up happening is we ended up curating high quality pieces anyways. And why would I want to take off a Nordstrom label when someone can grab it at a ridiculously reduced price and still know that it's really high-end quality clothing? So we ended up not doing that. But because being a Maverick is the other definition of, you know, a trailblazer, doing what you want on your terms, living life on your terms. And that's why we have old gas cans with Pendletons and My Pet Monster with vintage hats. Like, sometimes it doesn't have to have a rhyme or reason. It just is.
Yeah.
And that's a Maverick thing to do, and that's the Maverick way. So that was the secondary reason of why we called it Mavericks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Your mind's like blown.
Yeah, I am stunned right now, and that's why I'm like having a hard time talking because I'm excited. I'm gonna keep on saying I'm excited. No, so what? When I'm going to just a regular, like let's say a gathering, right? A barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
What would you, as a young man, what would you wear?
If it was during the summer, it would always be jean cutoff shorts
Yeah,
and a Hawaiian shirt.
but not cargo shorts, right?
No.
Yeah, I think so. When I was gaining a bunch of weight, for some reason, cargo shorts, I was like, let me just get 20 pairs of cargo shorts. And that's just like, that's not the best thing to do because they don't look good at all.
They
And
don't.
I think you need to put that on one of your logos. Like,
No
there's
cargo
no cargo shorts. But so cut off like what kind of shorts? Jean shorts?
Jeans. Yep.
Jean shorts?
My sons make fun of me all the time. My dad cut off shorts.
Yeah.
But I think if you have the right shoes on and the right shirt, it's a staple, just like jeans are in general.
Yeah. So, and then do you think the Hawaiian shirts are outplayed?
No, not at all. I think they're coming back, if anything.
Yeah.
You said the bowling shirts; those are very rockabilly, greaser. But the Hawaiian shirts can come in a playful pattern for younger men.
Yeah.
Or you can get, like a Tommy Bahama that has that very mature look,
Yeah.
but still a very comfortable, appropriate T-shirt to wear.
Okay. And then, so I'm just run down scenarios.
I'm not gonna dress you. Stop.
So now I'm going to a dinner.
Sure.
Not a fancy wedding, but a dinner. What would you wear?
So I will always go back to jeans. My go-to are jeans.
Yeah.
I think I'll wear slacks only with a suit.
Yeah.
Ever. I'll never. I don't think. They're the fact checkers, right? The fact checker is going to look through my Facebook to see if I'm wearing any khakis in any pictures, but I just don't own a pair of khakis today. My go-to is always a pair of jeans and slacks only with a suit. But for dinner, it would be jeans, regular T-shirt, and a blazer.
So not like Night of the Roxbury where it was slacks and a tight.
Yeah, no way. No way. Yeah, no.
I don't know if people know Night of the Roxbury, right? That's a well-known show, right?
Of course
it is.
movie?
Okay.
Yeah. We're not brothers.
Yeah. Look, no, but yeah. So no slacks ever without a suit.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's almost like a try hard.
Yeah.
And
it's a Miami thing too, right?
Yeah, maybe that's a good example.
Yeah.
But there are other ways to really create a wholesome look, a wholesome style that doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And I think jeans are the essential to any man's or woman's closet for that matter. I mean, jeans are just the go-to. Yeah. And it's an American. And I love the fact that jeans are so American.
Yeah, they are. It's American-made company.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. And when it comes to jeans, it's 501s, 514s for Levi's. And the 501s I kind of got away from because they're just so stiff.
Sure.
And it's hard to...
so I don't know how old you are.
I'm 30.
Okay. So I'm 37. Okay. And as I've gotten older... I want those stiffer jeans because, funny story actually.
I'm trying to roundhouse in these bad boys.
Yeah, okay. So, but you know what? Give it some time and they'll break in and they'll be really great, long-lasting jeans.
Because they're stiff in the beginning and then
and they have that strength and durability. A couple years ago, I had a pair of jeans on and I want to say they were like Men's Express. Wasn't doing anything crazy, and then all of a sudden there was just a tear, and I didn't expect it at all, and it was an inappropriate tear for the type of jean it was.
Yeah, Express is not cheap either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and so definitely that dad jean style.
Yeah.
Throughout that's why they're dad jeans. They have some really cool values in them because they do last forever and they do get more comfortable and they're durable, super durable.
And so, say I'm going to a wedding, what would you wear? And what would you tell me to wear?
Yeah, so
that's when you it's comfortable wedding, not like I'm in the wedding, because in the wedding that's a tuxedo.
Sure. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're the groom.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're groomsman, but I don't know. Anyways. I think if it's a summer wedding, I'll always go back to my button-up, my short sleeve button-ups, or even really great linen pants are always comfortable. Those I would have in a khaki. Linen pants. Outdoor wedding specifically would be no tie, long sleeve, linen, high cotton T-shirt or shirt. Button up. Indoor would be a full suit. I would say no tie. Go with a pocket square.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because I think I was just a jealous person or something. Not a jealous person, but just envious.
Mm-hmm.
I would walk into these parties and I'd see these dudes with nice sunglasses, dressed well, and I would walk in. I was like, man, that asshole. like I just like,
What a douche.
yeah. And I'm realizing now, like, no, they want to look good.
Sure.
Like,
You look good, you feel good.
yeah, and it's just like I'm the dummy for not preparing for it.
Yeah.
I'm the dummy for not saying, hey, this is a big event.
Sure.
I'm gonna get well dressed for it. And they're the one
genuinely caring about how you present yourself
Yeah.
in an appropriate scenario.
man.
It doesn't have to be every day by far. Like, if I don't have a meeting or I'm not going anywhere, I'm in jeans and a black t-shirt and tennis shoes. That's it.
Yeah.
Every day. Like, that's what it is.
But a good event that people paid money for
Sure.
for you to be a guest. Now I'm understanding why you should dress well.
Well, you want to bring your best self.
Yeah.
You want to bring your best self to those moments.
Man, this is mind blowing. Yeah, because I'd walk in there and like just regular clothes, and I'd see that guy, and I was like, "How much time did you take?" And I'm realizing, no, I should have took that time.
Yeah,
and got the
absolutely.
sunglasses, got the
Sure.
and it doesn't cost that much.
It doesn't.
No, and it's I used to love Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Ray-Bans are my shit.
Sure.
But I would always lose them.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem. Is that I'm always losing my stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to details, I'm losing the details. Like I lose my watch.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away from that. But now they have the things
So
called.
have a place for them.
Yeah.
Have a place for them.
And then like a really nice end table. Man, I'm gonna become a man after this.
Right?
I'm right now. It doesn't work for him. Not trying.
Right?
But I just want to thank you for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I had a totally different view on how this would go.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be a high-end thrift store. Dude.
Like a consignment shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of people have told me like, oh, I thought it was just going to be too expensive or I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. But yeah, absolutely. This is who we are.
and this is...
It's me taking that time to care how we present ourselves.
Yeah. And especially for Los Banos. And that's what I'm trying to show people, that there is another side to Los Banos. There is a good side where you don't have to leave Los Banos to get what you want, right?
Correct.
And that's why I hate when youth say, I just want to get out of here. It's like now it hurts because
Yeah.
there's so much stuff you could do. Like there's a gym that
This town has so much potential.
potential there. Yeah.
Potential. Yeah, it 100% does.
And it's hopefully a
I
lot
am
more-
not a Los Banian.
Me neither.
I wasn't born here. I wasn't raised here. Don't even live here. Like this is not my hometown, but I know that there is tons of potential. It is a beautiful town. It has a great location. The logistics of the city are great. Like
we're in the middle of all these cities,
correct.
in which everybody
Yep.
we could go hang out in San Francisco, and then come back the same day and just go to bed in our nice inexpensive house.
Sure. Yeah.
Because
Inexpensive-ish.
yeah, well now it's going
Sure.
up. 2020 the houses went,
Yeah.
and I bought in January. Yes.
Right on.
But it's something that needs to happen. Like people like you, people like my coach Amber, the one that owns the gym. People like Gloria, people like there's so much potential that people are starting to wake up and say that we have all these creative people. And once we get these creative people to go online to market themselves and put their name out there, this is gonna be a fun town.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna have a bowling alley and a movie theater.
Sure.
We're gonna have Mavericks Inc.
Sure.
Let's go hang out at Mavericks Inc. Let's go find some good clothes.
Yeah.
You know, and thank you for sharing your vision and then actually doing it. Because a lot of people have that vision. They say for years they're gonna do it.
Absolutely.
And they don't do it.
Yep.
And you stepped up to the plate and you did it. Now it's here. Now let's get this thing going. Let's pump it. Like, I'm excited for you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Like, I was right when I sat down with you, I got kind of nervous because I was just like, man, this guy knows his stuff. And I didn't realize that. One thing I'm finding out is that, and I'll keep on saying this almost on every to every person I interview, martial arts taught me that in everything it's details. In everything, right? And you're just a martial artist when it comes to fashion.
Sure.
You know, and I didn't understand that till now. And yeah, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to promote other than
No, just we're excited to have you guys here. We genuinely are.
The address for Mavericks Inc.
526 K Street, right next to Chase Bank.
Yes, 526 K Street, right next to Chase Bank, and Mavericks Inc. on Instagram, the Hassle of Hair on Instagram. Thank you guys for listening. Come check them out. It's an awesome place, guys. I'm really excited. That's why I kind of fumbled my words today. But thank you for listening. Come check out Mavericks Inc. If you live in Hollister, if you live in Gustine, if you live in the surrounding towns, come check them out, guys. And Anchorage, Alaska, you guys are our top city right now, which is kind of weird. Thanks for listening. And keep on supporting us. Peace. Anything you want to say, Eric?
We're good.
All right. Love you guys. Hey, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for making it this far. I hope everybody makes it this far. But if you're the only one, hi, Grandma. How you doing? But thank you for listening. And check out Mavericks Inc., guys. I'm going to be there. I love their style. I love their casual wear. I love their watch. I need to get a watch, by the way. But I'm going to be there. You should go check them out for holiday gifts. If you're a wife that needs to get something for their husband, that place is a great place for a husband gift. I'm telling you. But also, follow the Instagram on the Hassle of Hair. Subscribe, like, notifications on the YouTube. Rate us on all our audio platforms. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Thank you, guys. Also, one last thing. Check out Gloves Off the Mat. It's a project me and my fight team are doing. Check it out on Instagram. If you're on YouTube, the video is coming up next for the Gloves Off the Mat. So check it out, guys. It's me and Maya fighting to the death. Thank you. If you're on audio, thank you for listening. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. I don't know how to end this, but boom. Peace. Love you.